Thank you all. All right, we're live now. I just want to thank, I'm calling to order the DGS Health and Services Committee meeting. Council members present is Art Lumpkin, Rachel Powell, and Deb Zamer, and myself, Jack Flynn. Tonight we're going to be discussing a resolution that was already passed through committee, but due to the family was not able to make it, and due to legally, we had to start a new session. So this resolution did already go through committee, but we're going to do resolution 612-26R, a resolution on the life and legacy of Molly Finney Larson, Molly Quinn Duffy, and James William Larson, and renaming a portion of Sycamore Street in their honor. So I am the sponsor of this. I'll just say a few words. If you don't know, Chief Larson was a fireman for over 40 years. He was also the chief. His wife, Molly Quinn Duffy, very active in the school district. She was a nurse, very involved, doing a lot of volunteering for our community. And their daughter, Molly Duffy, was just a tremendous, every year she made Christmas cookies for the kids, did a lot of volunteering for Monte Cristi School, and was just another advocate for our youth in the city of Albany. I've known the family probably since the 80s, since I went to St. Catherine's, and their family went to St. Teresa's. So I have a lot of history with the family, but when you talk about families in the city of Albany, the Larson family is well deserving of this. And unfortunately, Molly, the father, and Molly, the Duffy, died tragically. So it's an honor that we have this name in their honor. And not only that, but all the work that their son Jimmy's done with the Santa Speedo run. It's active in the AIDS community, and their son Chris followed in their footsteps as being a firefighter also with the family. So with that, any community members have anything to say also?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank you, Councilmember Flynn, for bringing this forward, for getting this going. It's well deserved. I've also known the family for a long time, and proud to be supporting this. Thank you.
Anything else? Yes. Also present is Councilmember Hoey and President Pro Tem Ginny Farrell. Councilmember Hoey on the resolution.
Thank you, Jack. Molly Duffy was actually my niece. She was married to my nephew. And I'd just like to point out also she worked for the water department for many years. And actually, I got into an argument with her about a bill, not realizing that she was married to my nephew. So, but I know the family. I met them, not as long as you, of course, but very, very nice people, very community-oriented, and I think this is a nice honor for them. So thank you for supporting this.
Thank you. Jenny, you have anything to say? I know you've known the family, but I know you're just getting here.
I think it is absolutely a wonderful thing to do. I look forward to co-sponsoring it when it comes to the floor. And sometimes you have an example of the reason why we do street renamings, and I think this is one of them. So thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to move Resolution 6.12.26R out of committee with a favorable recommendation.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Art, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Thank you. It'll go to the full floor tonight for a vote. Can I get a motion to close?
Go ahead. I'll make the motion to close.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any abstentions? Any nays? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Caucus. And if I could have, I never remember if it is Brian or Brian, call the roll for everyone.
Adams. Anane. Ballerin. Brody.
Here.
Farrell. Flynn.
Here.
Hoey.
Present?
Johnson.
Present.
Jones.
Present.
Keegan.
Here.
Lumpkin. Powell.
Here.
Robinson. Williamson. Zamer.
Here.
10 present. We're also joined by Council President Kelly Kimbrough, Deputy City Clerk Demetria Brown, Senior Assistant Corporation Counsel Martha Mahoney, Research Counsel Robert Winter, Legislative Director Brian Jimenez, Junior Policy Analyst Alyssa Kamara, Junior Legislative Aide Carly Johnson, and we're also joined today by Assembly Member Gabrielle Romero and her Chief of Staff Jake Iceland, there in the audience.
Good evening, everyone. So we'll go through the agenda. For approval of minutes from a previous meeting, we have the January 22nd minutes. Local laws introduced. We have Councilmember Hoey's local law amending Article 3, Local Law B of 2026. That will go to Finance. Mr. Hoey, do you want to say anything this evening?
Yes, there's been a problem, and I briefly talked about it at our caucus. A lot of older people, especially when they get up into their 60s and 70s and 80s, they forget to file the exemption on the property tax that the city offers. And what we're trying to do is, Trey Kingston, our assessor, is really conscientious about making sure that the people who deserve the break get it. So we had looked at a couple of different things. One, we were going to talk to the state legislature about making changes, but what came out is that we're going to make it that if you apply 5 years in a row for this exemption, that you're automatically in it for the rest of your life. So it's a good thing for our seniors. And again, people do get STAR, but STAR only applies to the educational tax by the Albany School District. This would be for the City of Albany tax. Thank you.
And as sure, but we are going to be talking about it in committee and things like that, but go ahead.
Yeah, just to add, Councilmember Hoey, one of the things I was looking into the last meeting where we were discussing this was just partial language in terms of trying to possibly add language that will allow for seniors who are on fixed incomes to not get priced out of certain programs due to maybe their Social Security or benefits increasing when it does. So just wanted to throw that out there as a consideration as it gets in committee.
Sounds good. And certainly something that
We might want to invite Trey to come to the committee meeting, make sure that, because there's state law and then there's city law. I don't know, they kind of overlap sometimes.
yes, yeah, it can definitely get complicated when you're looking at that. Next, we have Councilmember Keegan's Local Law C of 2026, which is to add in the majority whip position. That will be going to Finance. Councilmember Keegan.
And I just wanted to note that staff and I worked on updating this to ensure that we're treating all of these equitably. There's much discussion about the salary increases and additional staff positions in the administration, so the same data and information will be attached to that legislation. So it will demonstrate exactly how we're going to pay for this year, as well as do the fiscal year 2027 impact.
Thank you very much. And local laws held, we have Councilmember Zamer's Local Law A of 2026. We'll be voting on that this evening. That did pass through the Finance Committee with a positive recommendation, I believe unanimously. Councilmember Zamer, did you want to say anything?
No, just wanted to note that on the supporting memorandum for this, for local law A, there was an addition under fiscal impact, just to give a little bit more context to why there's actually no fiscal impact to the city of Albany, which can sound kind of confusing. So if you're interested, we did put a little bit of a defining paragraph at the end there.
Thank you very much. And ordinances introduced, we have Councilmember Anane's Ordinance 12126, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 21 and 22 of the Code of the City of Albany in relation to prohibiting smoking products and limiting their proximity to at-risk populations. That will go to law. Next, we have Councilmember Williamson's Ordinance 22126, which will grant a permanent easement to Niagara Mohawk. That will go to finance. There were now something else. In resolutions introduced, we have Councilmember Anane's Resolution 82126R, which is honoring Black History Month and the contributions of African Americans and directing the mayor to raise the Pan-African flag on City Hall annually in solidarity. We are all co-sponsors with that, so that will be a voice vote this evening. Next, we have my Resolution 92126R, which is celebrating Lunar New Year and recognizing its cultural and historical significance. We are all co-sponsors on that, so that will also be a voice vote. Next, I have a Resolution 102126R to appoint our very own Deirdre Brody as board member to the Lark Street area bid. We'll be voting on that this evening. And next, we have Councilmember Johnson's Resolution 112126R, which is commending Assemblymember Gabriela Romero for her first year within the state legislature. We'll be voting on that this evening. We're actually going to take that out of order, so we'll take that first. Councilmember Romero is here, and so we'll be voting on that in the beginning. Councilmember Flynn?
And don't forget about mine, 61226R. We want to take that out of committee. That just passed the DGS committee.
I haven't gotten to resolutions held
Oh,
yet,
sorry.
so that's my next part. So we'll be voting on the Councilmember Romero's one, taking that out of order and voting on that first. Next, in resolutions held, we have Farrell Resolution 41226R, which passed through the Finance Committee on Thursday. That's approving a transfer of budgeted funds and a change in the authorized positions included in the 2026 budget. Councilmember Keegan.
So we passed this through committee with the caveat that the administration provides some financials which were not provided prior to the Finance Committee meeting as requested by me. They did provide stronger information in the legislative intent memo with regards to how they plan to account for this within the salary cap. One of the other things that we had asked for was the fiscal impact going into fiscal year 2027. So while this may not have significant impact this year, if they hold certain items vacant for a period of time, it would be a significant period of time in order to account for the salary increases in the bill. It will impact department budgets in fiscal year 2027, and they did not provide that analysis to us this evening. So I continue to have some reservations about the decision to do this, and particularly the decision to do this so early in the year.
So is this something, why don't we hold on voting on this until we have that? Because if we're waiting for another piece of information, we can easily vote on it at our next.
That was how we left it with them on Thursday, that if we did not have that information by the meeting this evening, that we would not be planning to vote on the legislation this evening.
Okay, excellent. So we will hold on voting on Resolution 41226R. Next, we have Councilmember Flynn's Resolution 61226R, which is a resolution honoring the life and legacy of many different people in the Larson family who have done a lot for our community. That did just pass through the General Services Committee with a unanimous vote. Councilmember Flynn?
Yeah, I just wonder if we could take that out of order also after Gabriella's resolution.
We absolutely can, yes. So, you hear that, Mr. President? We got a second one out of order. And then next up is my resolution 71226R, which is a resolution of the Common Council approving a transfer of budgeted funds and a change in the authorized positions for the Chief City Auditor. Go ahead, Councilmember Keegan.
That did pass through committee, and to provide some greater context to the body on this, both the administration and the Chief City Auditor were provided opportunities to make budget requests for fiscal year 2026 prior to the announcement of the budget. At that time, the Chief City Auditor had only requested to have a communications staff person, and that position was granted on a part-time basis to the office, so they expanded their staffing to a certain extent. We spoke with the Chief City Auditor and invited Chief City Auditor-elect and invited him in to present his department budget during the budget session in fiscal year 2026. At that time, which was I think a few weeks before the budget passed, he asked for us to add additional staffing positions to the department, and there was much discussion back and forth. We essentially explained to him that he needed to live within the confines of his budgeted total. He said at the time, he was willing to give up contracted services, and those contracted services were specifically allocated to be able to perform independent audits in the city. We took a look at that as the Finance Committee. That was not sufficient, particularly when you consider that roughly 90,000 of those funds have to be utilized for an independent fiscal audit that is mandated by the state. So you cannot remove that total line item. You have to have funds reserved for that. We took a look at the remaining roughly 75,000 and determined that we could award him the second auditor position. At the time, he told us that he wanted to bring that work in-house, and he'd be able to perform that independent contracted work with a second auditor position. This bill is essentially asking us to eliminate both that additional auditor position as well as the communications person in order for him to have a chief of staff. He has still yet to provide a real clear explanation as to how that staffing change will allow the auditor's office to continue to perform at the rate that the office has been performing over the last several years in terms of both being able to keep up with the day-to-day work as well as perform additional audits. So I have significant reservations. At the same time, he's an independently elected person, and, to some extent should be able to staff his office as he sees fit. But I have concerns that this does not necessarily benefit the people of Albany as a whole.
Thank you, Councilmember Keegan. Councilmember Ballerin?
Thank you, sure. So 2 quick points. I think one is if people don't feel comfortable voting for this, then we should just have an up and down vote on this versus pushing it on to another meeting. I know we did ask for some information. I know some information was provided. It wasn't exactly everything we wanted. I get that. But at the same point, I think all of us, and I'm talking about, let me just be clear, I'm talking about the auditors as well as the mayor's administration position, just to be clear on that, just so that people know what I'm talking about. Sorry for that. Thank you for making sure I'm on point. Because the numbers are never going to work. Just want to make sure people understand that. You know, there's never going to be a place where you're going to find this type of money does not have some type of an impact on the future budget. It's going to have an impact on the future budget. We're going to have to either make some cuts elsewhere, or we're going to have to find new revenue somewhere to make up these expenses. So I think that's important for us to understand. If we're not going to vote on it, that's okay. This is not the first time the council has not agreed with the administration on salary increases. I think it was my second year where I want to say like 5 members didn't vote on the full budget because there was some disagreement with some increases for, you know, non-union staff. And this was at a time where we had a lot of outstanding union contracts. So I'm saying that because, look, we can kick it down the road, and that's fine. But if we're going to deal with it, let's just deal with it and put an up and down vote on it. Because we did, one of these individuals, you know, started today. And we have other individuals that we held off on that, you know, people need to know if they're going to have employment or not. And I'm just thinking we need to give people clarity, or people are going to, you know, this affects people's lives. If someone is leaving their employment to come here, then if we're going to vote it down, let's just vote it down.
Just, Mr. Ballerin, I will
So-
say, we're talking specifically about the auditor position where that has not been hired. So conflating the two, we've already decided not to vote on we have not gotten all the requested information on the mayor's piece, so we will not be voting on that. So just to be clear, the auditor's piece, that has not been hired. So that is a separate, I just want to make sure that we're not conflating the two.
Well, I guess I'm talking about the one that we have. Let me be clear. I'm talking about 4, 12, 26 all. Because those individuals.
So we're not going to be voting on that because we did not get all of the information. So we've already discussed that. Right now I'm talking specifically about the auditor one.
I'm just saying, just put it out there. If people are expecting to be working for the city and people are leaving their jobs to come work for the city.
Okay, I want to make sure let's talk specifically
honoring
about
that.
the auditor one, and then we can talk about the other one when we're going to vote on it, which is not this evening because we did not get all of the information requested from the administration to vote on it tonight. Well, no, because we have to start in 6 minutes. So what I would like to do right now is to quickly, and I appreciate Councilmember Ballerin's desire to move forward with the subject. I personally, I think it would be my personal preference if we as a council are not going to pass through the auditor provision, that we not bring it to the floor, because I think there are people here that are not comfortable voting for this, that still fully support Mr. Fine as auditor and still fully support his mindset on things, and would not particularly want an act of council to go down on Mr. Fine's on this specific thing. So I think that if it's something that's not going to move forward, that's the conversation we can have with the auditor and say, listen, the votes were not there. I don't think he would want something coming to the floor that would not be voted for. So before I take anything else, I would love to take a straw poll to see where people are on this. If I could get, just for the auditor, we're not voting on the mayoral positions tonight. So if people can, if you're voting yes for the auditor position.
Quick question for this. The information that was sent from the auditor's office today, is that the most updated information that we're deciding on?
Yes.
That came out today that was sent? Yes.
From him, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And I'm sorry, but I had my hand up before. I want to be able to support this resolution, absolutely. I mean, if we're waiting for information that, you know, we are fiscally responsible.
We're not
for-
waiting on any information for the auditor office.
I thought.
We're just doing
Councilmember
auditor.
Keegan said it wasn't the full.
The information from the auditor's office is that he will have to delay hiring, so all of the auditor positions are currently vacant in the auditor's office. He will have to delay hiring the traditional auditor position that's been in there and forgo hiring the second auditor position that was planned for. Both the communications and the second auditor position would be essentially eliminated from the office permanently if we approve the staffing
Okay.
change.
And to what Councilmember Ballerin implied, that people's, you know, lives and employment are in the balance. Nobody's not getting paid currently for a job
Correct.
that they're
Correct.
in.
And
He's
that-
Without getting a
He's
raise.
talking about.
He was
four-
talking about a different piece of legislation, which is why I was saying it's important to not conflate them. Because they are two separate things. We did want to deal with them in the context of the budget together because we were bringing the same people here for a similar conversation, but they are two separate things that should not be conflated. So if we could just take a quick straw poll, and then Mr. Adams had his hand up, Mr. Nana had his hand up, and Mr. Johnson had his hand up, but just a reminder that we are 3 minutes from starting. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, great. So for auditor, who is comfortable moving forward with this? If you could put your hands up. Okay, so we do have enough votes for that to move forward. So we will be voting on that this evening. Generally, we generally allow things to come forward or not, but it is something, as I said, I don't think anyone's intention is to not necessarily support Mr. Fine. So, Mr. Adams, did you want to? Well, Mr. Johnson also had his hand up. Go ahead, Mr. Johnson, and then Ms. Powell.
So, one of the things that I shared with the auditor is I just had a problem with people wanting something because I heard the mayor is doing it and the treasurer is doing it. What I asked of him is to have, speak to the needs of his office. And so I don't want us to set a precedent that every time the mayor does something, that it trickles down to the treasurer's office and so on and so forth. So that's something that I'm trying to be mindful of, not encouraging. Just because one office gets something, that means that everyone has to get it. I don't think that that's how government works, and I think that, to what Mr. Ballerin was touching, is that going forward, we're going to be responsible to figure this out. So, and I know you're talking about two different things, but it still marries in because they're adding on, they're asking for something. And it hasn't been fully thought out. That's what I was hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, an excellent point. We definitely appreciate you communicating that. Ms. Powell?
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask. I wasn't aware that this passed through Finance Committee. I thought this was an item that was being held.
It did
The
pass-
auditor position.
Correct, it did pass through the Finance Committee.
Okay.
It passed with the requisite that we would get additional information in advance of tonight's meeting, just like the other one did for the two positions the mayor requested.
And that information was updated in the legislative intent memo. So we did get that. The bill regarding the creation of the Recreation Commissioner is the one that was held for discussion on Wednesday.
And that will be brought up, as Councilmember Keegan said, on Wednesday. So with that, we're ready to begin.
Do you mind taking mine first, because I just got told the son has to go to a baseball game?
Oh.
If possible.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn.
All right, now 7 p.m. Welcome to the Monday, February 2nd meeting of Albany Common Council. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Adams.
Present.
Anani.
Present.
Valorant.
Here.
Brody.
Present?
Farrell. Farrell. Flynn.
Present.
Hoy.
Present.
Johnson.
Present.
Jones.
Present.
Keegan.
Here.
Lumpkin.
Present.
Powell.
Here.
Robinson.
Here.
Williamson.
Present.
Zamer. Present. 15 council members are here.
Thank you. Okay, so would you please stand with me for the pledge and a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Thank you. Okay, no public hearing. Ms. Farrell, do you want to do the moving?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to take Resolution 61226R and Resolution 11, we have to introduce the other resolution.
It's an MC.
I'd like to take Resolution 61226R out of order. We'll start with that.
But you don't want to do them both? You can do them.
You want me to introduce the other one first?
Oh, I'll do that. Can I get a second? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, that motion passes, moves. You want to just move the other one and then we'll just go through them? However you want to do it, we'll do it. With that, Mr. Flynn.
Thank you, Mr. President. I notice Resolution 61226R and ask for its passage.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you please read the resolution? Oh,
Resolution 61226R, sponsored by Councilmember Flynn. A resolution honoring the life and legacy of Molly Finney Larson, Molly Quinn Duffy, and James William Larson, and renaming a portion of Sycamore Street in their honor.
Thank you. Mr. Flynn for comment?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank the Larson family and the Duffy family for coming here today. It's been a few months since we've been able to get the whole family together, so but renaming the street in honor of the Larsons family is a great honor. They've done so much for the city of Albany. Mr. Larson, as I call him, he was a fire chief for over 40 years. Molly was great, a teacher in the Albany School District with the nursings. Molly Duffy did a lot of stuff during her volunteer work with Christmas, with the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and it's just when people drive down Hackett and Whitehall Road, I want people to know who the Larson family was, and all the work that Jimmy's done, even Chris following his father's footstep as a fire person is just great. So I appreciate all the support, and I'll leave some time for other people as they gotta go.
Okay, any further discussion, comment? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Mr. Hoey wants to speak. Thank you. I met James and Molly through their daughter, Molly Duffy, who's married to my nephew, Brian Duffy. And just a fast, funny story. We were having trouble with the water department, and I was talking to a Molly at the water department. And when Brian introduced us at a later date, found out that it was the same Molly that I was arguing with on the phone. So we all had a good laugh about it. But it's just one of those things, you know, a lot of people call Albany Small-Bitty.
Small world.
And it is Small-Bitty, and it's a great place for, and especially their family did so much for the city, so I'm glad that we're doing this tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Holy. Mr. Flynn.
I just want to say we're going to do a street name in April 4th this year, assuming that none of the kids have any activities. So that'll be the date that we're going to do the official announcement at 10 o'clock. Yes, April 4th.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Flynn,
Oh,
Madam
Mr.
Clerk. Oh, Mr. Johnson?
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know the Larsons personally, but I'm an Albany guy, and I know I've been hearing the Larsons name for many years, and I just want to say congratulations to you. I'm glad that you were able to be here to participate in this, and you know, I take my hat off if I had one on to the work that you did for this city, and thank you to the whole family.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Adams,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Anani,
Yes, co-sponsor.
Valorem,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Brody,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Farrell,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Flynn,
Yes.
Hoy,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Johnson,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Jones,
Yes.
Keegan. Keegan,
Yes. Co-sponsor, please. Sorry.
Lumpkin. Abstain. Powell,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Robinson,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Williamson,
Co-sponsor, please.
Zamer,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Councilmember Lumpkin, would you like to co-sponsor?
Co-sponsor, yes.
Okay, thank you. 15, yes.
Okay, thank you. The motion passes. We're going to come up for a photo.
Okay. We're going to hold off till after public comment to move the other one. Okay. So with that, we'll begin public comment period. Speakers have, well, you got to say your name and address. You've got 5 minutes to talk on any subject you so desire. Just be aware that members cannot engage you during this time. It's not a back and forth. Just you're commenting and delivering information to us, which members may or may not speak to later in the meeting. So with that, will you call the first speaker? Madam Clerk.
First, we have Adam Delaskis.
Just provide your name and address for the record, and start whenever you're ready.
Adam Deskalakis, 11 Fairlawn Ave, Albany, New York, 12203. Members of the Common Council, my name is Adam Deskalakis, a lifelong Albany resident, born, raised, educated in Albany. So I've done the whole Albany troop here. I'm here tonight to talk about public records. Public records serve as the essential cornerstone of a free and open society, act as a primary mechanism for fostering trust between government institutions and the public at large. By providing a transparent window into governance, these records empower citizens to fact-check the positions, statements, and agendas of elected and appointed officials against their actual recorded actions. This level of oversight ensures that the leadership remains tethered to the public interest and that they are held accountable for their actions and decisions, and that the proper recognition for achievement can occur. A robust public records system is mutually beneficial to all stakeholders because it effectively eliminates the information gaps that lead to public friction. By allowing the media, private businesses, and residents to obtain the same verified facts simultaneously, the city reduces misunderstandings between these different parties, eliminates the perception of bias, and builds a culture of trust based on proactive actions. It's with this in mind that I sit before you tonight to discuss equitable access to Albany's public records and provide recent observations accessing and utilizing Albany's FOIL process to retrieve public records. For example, on January 11th, the Times Union reported receiving residential occupancy permits information from the City of Albany after filing their own FOIL request. Those records, which were reviewed and released, were not made available to the public. I know this because on January 12th, when I requested those same records, I was informed that any new request for records, even those that have already been released, must follow the FOIL process, and a new FOIL request was made. As of today, 16 days have elapsed, and the only notification received is the automated message produced by the city clerk's office upon initial FOIL request submission. Another FOIL request filed with the city clerk's office requested records pertaining to all approved and partially approved FOIL requests in 2025, such as the request ID, the full text of the initial request, the department of record, high-level description of the information, the data fields, the quantity of data, the FOIL request date, the approval and release date. This request was only partially filled with the request ID, department of record, and the dates provided. The remaining of the information were not provided. On the surface, this may seem like a lot of information. However, the information requested in those records reflect data fields commonly found on Albany's open data website, a severely underutilized tool which, if you were to have examined it at the end of 2025, the most recent recorded data dates back 11 months to January 2025. This fact is further underscored by its recent total inaccessibility as of January 27th this year, for reasons unknown to the public. On Albany's main website, several departments do have some public information listed. However, that data is often dated, not machine readable, and updated in inconsistent intervals. A change is needed to our public records landscape and our perception of public records. This can be accomplished with seemingly minimal upfront effort. What I propose is that the city starts by first adopting an open by default position. This means that once a FOIL request is approved for release, the corresponding request and the records are simultaneously released to the public via a publicly accessible site. This accomplishes two tasks. First, the position the city to take, first it eliminates the biases, for not favoring individuals or institutes or business agendas. A logical repository for these digital assets is the Albany Data open website. which has much of the structure needed to search for and to categorize key information. Utilizing this or similar platform can provide critical metadata for disclosure. The department's responsible for that request and the dates of fulfillment and the number of records and so on, ensuring that the data is not only available but also searchable and organized. However, as noted earlier, the site is inaccessible. Another simple step to improving transparency would be to make any contract the city signs with a vendor publicly available once we enter into it. The site perception, this is not to invite criticism, but rather have Albany lead a new movement that holds private companies, individuals responsible that want to do business with public funds and yeah. Returning to the FOIA records real quick, a hurdle faced by anyone seeking the records is understanding the available records that are curated at different departments. A simple solution is to provide public record examples. You know, today, and finally, I just want to note that this goes beyond the broader government landscape. Albany finds itself at a crossroads, and we can embrace the status quo, or we can start a new path forward where we embrace a more open government. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Daskalakis. Next speaker.
Keith Irish.
Good evening. You're going to get a treat out of me tonight because I didn't write up my speech. I'm going to wing it. My name is Keith Irish, lifelong city resident, currently in the 9th Ward. I have a lot of things to touch on and hope I get through all of them. Local law A and B should be passed unanimously as soon as possible. No question asked there. Any of these budget items that are being considered, whatever they are, however they are configured, should not be approved across the board because the budget was approved back in November. And the budget is the budget and should not be altered until the next budget comes out. I don't care who it is, what the position is, they should not be altered. Next, where am I? Like to comment about Assemblymember Romero behind me for the resolution that Mr. Johnson proposed. We approve that very well. A couple of weeks ago at the PEG Access Oversight Board meeting on the 15th of January, there was, again, no agenda posted, no recording of the meeting again, and things are just not right with that board, and I'm going to complain about that constantly, but you know that, I hope. Now, the big item for tonight is the snow. Everybody's been complaining about the snow, and I agree with them. This DGS did a terrible job. DGS does not know what they're doing. DGS does not have their priorities in effect as to where and how things should be done and cleaned. Residential streets should be first, not business districts, not Central Avenue. The residential streets that you can't get through, where there's still snowbirds, where there's barely one lane to pass, should be the priorities. Plus, a snow emergency should not be declared. A snow emergency should be automatic, not 3 days after the fact, but it should be automatically applied when a storm is predicted, when the plows are going to be coming out. It should be automatic. There are so many municipalities that do this already. They will be telling people, don't park on this street, don't park on that side of the street, et cetera, et cetera. And the only way that's going to be changed is legislation that you guys put in, because it should be an automatic item, not a declared item. A declared item would be a massive snowstorm where it'll take days to clean up and will require towing. And towing should not just apply to downtown, which it seems to be, because there are many uptown locations that are not towed. Just today, I still saw 3 snowbirds. Still today, I saw 3 of them. No tickets on them. No attempt to tow them, no attempt to clean them out. It was terrible. And people are coming to me, and most of you know that people come to me and complain. And I say, don't complain to me. Complain to City Hall. Complain to DGS. Complain to the Common Council. Now, why they're not here, I don't know. Maybe it's a little too cold for some of them. But I'm here, so I'm complaining. DGS priorities are totally backwards. They're totally not for the residents of the city that they should be for priority, and automatically applied when snowstorms are coming. So it's an automatic thing so people will know, oh, I didn't hear this, I didn't hear that. BS. If it's automatic, you will know you have to park on a certain side of the street all the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Irish. Mr. Irish was our last public speaker. Public comment is officially closed. Okay, Ms. Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we move resolution 112126R and take it out of order.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, all right. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution.
112126R, sponsored by Councilmember Johnson, a resolution of the Common Council commending Assemblymember Gabrielle Romero for her advocacy throughout her first year within the state legislature.
Okay, comment, Mr. Johnson?
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to do this one like we started out doing when we entered in here. We used to stand up. But tonight, I didn't. Yes. Well, I noticed Resolution 11.21.26R, and I asked for it to be read, which was already, and for a voice vote.
All right, well, we'll do this again. Madam Clerk, could you please read the resolution?
Sorry. 112126R, a resolution of the Common Council commending Assemblymember Gabriela Romero for her I can't talk. A resolution of the Common Council commending Assemblymember Gabriela Romero for her advocacy throughout her first year within the state legislature.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Johnson, thanks.
Again, thank you, Mr. President. But Assemblywoman, you see what you do when you come, you create a whirlwind. But tonight, I thought it was important to recognize Assemblywoman Gabriela Romero on her first year of work, because I've been watching the news and you hear about the checks that have been coming to our neighborhoods, and they have been outstanding, they have been large. I just say, when you walked into this chamber, you took me by storm. It was a hard chase, but you chased me down, and you earned my respect. You earned my respect because you came in here and you had the real difficult conversations. You attacked issues that normally people look left and right and make sure the coast is clear before they touch them. And I think that you displayed the same vigorous and attitude on the state level. And a lot of times people who do stuff for our communities never really hear the proper thank you. And I wanted to make sure, because I speak for a lot of people when I'm speaking tonight, that have been pleased, that have benefited from your fierceness in making sure Albany isn't forgotten. You know, I had to write down a couple of things. I said, you can count on her to show up, not only when it's beneficial to her. She steps up for the difficult conversations by herself sometimes. I have grown to admire that in her. Our city is, and definitely certain parts of our city, have been overlooked for far too long. Then came Assemblywoman Gabriela Romero to save the day. We have seen some large checks again touch down in places that we are not used to seeing. I'm grateful to have you on my team, blessed that you have welcomed me as your teammate, and together we are going to make change and difference. So I just felt it was important because you do things that people hear about and see, but it's a lot of things that you do behind the scenes that never get the press or the notoriety, and I just want you to keep knocking them down. You remember when you won, I said to you, I think that law degree is just going to be a piece of paper on the wall, and I think your first year showed that, and I just want to again say thank you, and keep the checks coming, keep that fierceness going, and more power to you, sister.
Thank you. Mr. Robinson.
Thank you, Council President. I also rise. I get an email from Assemblywoman, Councilman-elect Robinson, can you meet me at Norma Chapin Institute? I didn't know why, Absolutely, when you call, I'm coming. So when I arrived, like my colleague said, she didn't even come just for a photo shoot. She came with a check in hand, a gracious check. So then after that, I get another email. Oh, by the way, we at Swinburne Park. I got some announcements up there. So in the same day, we, 2 checks that was desperately needed, in my community. So I commend you. Everything that's happening today is well deserved, and I'm happy to be a team member of yours also. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Mr. Nani?
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, just going to share the same sentiment that was shared by many of my colleagues. Gabriella is, you're a down-to-earth person. From the first day I met you, I always knew that you was going to be a voice for this generation. I didn't realize how soon that was. I wish I would have waited a little bit, but no, you have been a champion for this city. This city's going through a lot of challenges, but I'm optimistic about the future of this city, and not just more checks, but you being intentional about where the grants are going is so important, because rising tides lift all boats, and I feel like there are some communities that have been neglected in the past, but I believe that those checks are going to go a long way in uplifting those communities. One thing just more than one thing I appreciate about you, but just your willingness not to compromise your values. It's really important in government, and I think that individuals need to be really intentional about the work that we do and the people that we represent. And when you was on the council, you was very intentional about making sure that housing advocates and developers are working together to promote more housing. Whether it's our youth, making sure that our youth have summer youth employment programs, whether it's making sure that our seniors have programs. You have been a champion for all demographics all across our city. So again, thank you for all the work that you're doing at the State Assembly. And again, if you're proud of her, you haven't seen nothing yet. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Adams?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to thank Assembly Member Romero for all her hard work and dedication that she has put into this first year of her term. And as much as we miss you on the council, she has very much stayed a part of the council over these last 2 years. And that says a lot, because it tells us and shows us that she has not forgotten about Albany, and that she is dedicated and committed to continuing that communication between the council and state government and really enhancing that for us to be able to be the very vocal advocate she has been and continue to be. Every day, new video somewhere, championing, pushing an initiative, and really inspiring younger people to want to get involved in politics, to take a listen to what she has to say. And we can't thank you enough for your hard work. We look forward to this next legislative session and all the work that you're going to bring, not just for the city of Albany, but for the whole 108th district. So continue the great work. You have a great team, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Mr. Ballerin.
Thank you, Mr. President. Everyone else got up. I'm going to get up too. Well, thank you, Gabriella. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for bringing resources to our community. I know that it's not easy to go out there as somebody new, fresh, 1 year in, but your work is being shown by the resources that you bring in to neighborhoods and to organizations that have not had resources in the past, and bringing in new revenue. Now, I'm going to put a challenge on you since we have you here. We need more revenue. You know, the city has a lot of great things ahead of them, and there's a lot of great work we're hoping to do in the next 4 years and hopefully in the next 8 and 12 years. So happy to have you as a partner as we look to get more of our fair share from our state, and thank you for coming back time and time again and keeping that contact and communication open. I think that's important for us to be able to share with you what we're seeing on the ground, as well as you share with us what you think can be prosperous. So thank you again for your service, and it's only been 1 year. We look forward to the future.
Hey, Mr. Hoey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Gabriella, it was an honor to work with you for 3 years, and we're so proud of you. Thank you.
Okay. Actually, I'd just like to add real quick, this, again, like all of our colleagues here, you're covering a lot of ground. You're like the local version of Paul Tonko. I mean, you're hitting all cylinders, you're everywhere, you're pulling the council and its leadership into these things that you have going on. You've kept contact, and appreciate you for that, and you're doing good things for the city, so much success. Okay, you call the roll? I believe we're all co-sponsors, so we just do a voice vote. Yes. So, yes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, back to our regular, Ms. Farrell for approval of minutes from a previous meeting.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have the January 22nd, 2026 minutes for approval.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, the motion passes. Next, reports of standing committees. Any, Ms. Keegan?
Thank you. Finance met last Thursday, January 29th, to discuss local law A, resolutions 4.12.26R, 5.12.26R, and 7.12.26R. Resolution 5.12.26R was held for amendments, and we are meeting again on Wednesday, February 4th at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Any other, Mr. Hoey?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Public Safety Committee will be meeting tomorrow, Tuesday, February 3rd, and we will have a brief introduction of Chief Gregory, the Albany Fire Department Chief, and then Chief Brendan Cox, Albany Police Department, and just to familiarize themselves with the Public Safety Committee, and it just gives us a chance to talk to them. And while I got the microphone, I just want to add that Chief Gregory from the Fire Department invites every member of the council, if they would like a tour of the Fire Department facility, just to let them know, and they have it like a program they'd like to do. And we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, but that's for the whole council if you want to, get a tour of the Fire Department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoey. Any further? Okay. All right, moving on to consideration of local laws. Mr. Hoey.
Thank you again, Mr. President. I noticed local law B of 2026 and asked for its introduction.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Please read the local law.
A local law amending Article 3, Senior Citizens Tax Exemption of Chapter 333, Taxation of the Code of the City of Albany, to allow for the signing of an affidavit to replace the filing of annual renewal applications for property owners who have received the exemption for 5 consecutive years.
Thank you. Ms. Farrell?
That will go to Finance.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Ms. Keegan?
I would like to notice local law C and ask for its introduction.
Madam Clerk, please read the local law.
C of 26, a local law amending Section 42-263, annual salaries elective officers of the Code of the City of Albany in relation to adding a majority whip position for the Common Council in the salaries of elected officers.
Thank you. Ms. Farrell?
That will go to Finance as well.
Thank you. Next on to local laws held, Ms. Zamer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I notice local law A of 2026 and ask for its passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Local law.
A of 26, sponsored by Council Member Zaber, a local law amending Article 3, Senior Citizens Tax Exempt of Chapter 333, Taxation of the Code of the City of Albany, to increase the maximum exemption percentage levels applicable to the exemption.
Thank you. Discussion? Ms. Zamer?
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Keith Irish for Albany's tireless advocate and ethics whisperer for your support of this bill, your vocal support of this bill. This is really about doing what we can to help our seniors age in place, stay in their homes, anything we can do to relieve their tax burden as taxes rise, and their incomes stay the same is something that we all, I think, support. And I look forward to this helping out our seniors. I have so many trying to age in place in my ward. So thank you. I appreciate all your support on this.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Mr. Ballerin.
I'll be quick. I just want to thank Councilmember Zamer for putting this forward. This is going to help our residents that are at the lower income level, where the home they live, the home they own, may be the largest asset that they have, and making it easier for them to be able to afford their home and stay in their home and stay in our neighborhoods is huge. And I appreciate Councilwoman Zamer putting this forward. Thank you.
Mr. Robinson.
I also want to echo my colleague, and I will be co-sponsoring this bill because I can't wait to get to my elderly constituents and, you know, let them know if they're not aware this is coming down. So make sure that they apply. They haven't applied, but I think this bill was long overdue, and I just thank her for her effort for bringing it forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Adams,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Anani,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Valorem,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Brody,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Farrell,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Flynn,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Hoy,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Johnson,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Jones,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Keegan,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Lumpkin,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Powell,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Robinson,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Williamson,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
and Zamer.
Yes.
15.
Okay, the motion passes. Thank you, Mrs. Zamer, for that. Moving on, Ms. Farrell for closing out local laws.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are no more local laws to consider, so we can move on.
Thank you. Okay, on to ordinances introduced. Mr. Anani.
Thank you, Mr. President. I notice ordinance 12126 and ask for its introduction.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read the ordinance.
An ordinance amending Chapter 251, Parks and Recreation, and Chapter 232, Streets and Sidewalks of the Code of the City of Albany in relation to comprehensively prohibiting smoking products and limiting their proximity to at-risk populations.
Thank you. Ms. Farrell.
That will go to the Law Committee.
Okay. All right. Next ordinance introduced, Mr. Williamson. No problem.
Two 2126. Actually, introduction, please. To read it.
For introduction, Madam Clerk, please read the ordinance.
22126, sponsored by Councilmember Williamson, an ordinance authorizing and directing the grant of a permanent easement over a portion of a city-owned property at 5 Mill Road, tax map parcel number 7.0-2-8 to Niagara Mohawk Power Corporation for upgrades to the Norman Scale Gas Regulator Station project.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ms. Farrell.
Excellent job, Mr. Williamson, on your first introduction, and that will go to Finance.
Thank you. Okay, we're on to, I believe we don't have any more ordinances, so we're good there. On to resolutions introduced. Mr. Anani.
Thank you, Mr. President. I notice Resolution 8/2126R and ask for its introduction and passage.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution.
A resolution of the Common Council honoring Black History Month and the contributions of African Americans and directing the mayor to raise the Pan-African flag on City Hall annually in solidarity.
Thank you. Discussion, Mr. Anani.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. This is more than just a month of celebration. This is a month of recognition. Recognition that Black culture has been suppressed for generations. Recognition that for people of color never get a fair shot. Recognizing that Black history is American history. When we sit down and talk about Black History Month, we need to celebrate more than Black culture. We need to celebrate the heroes who made America, those who lost their lives due to the color of their skin, those who stood up and caused good trouble. People like Albany's own Sergeant Henry Johnson, who after coming home as a hero from World War I, instead of giving a speech on racial harmony, called out and rejected the racism he and his fellow soldiers were met with when he was in the trenches. Black history is fundamentally to the American history. The success of our ancestors' struggles helped us elect our first Black mayor in the city of Albany. It is a success that helped become an elected official. I stand on the shoulders of individuals like Nebraska Brace, who was the first African-American council member elected in the city of Albany. This is a resolution that we pass on a yearly basis, so I just want to thank all my colleagues for their continued support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anani. Any further discussion? You're all co-sponsors on this, so we'll do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Next, Councilmember Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I notice Resolution 9/2126R and ask for its introduction and passage.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution.
A resolution of the Common Council celebrating Lunar New Year and recognizing its cultural and historical significance.
Thank you. Any further? Any discussion? Ms. Farrell?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is an important event for the Chinese New Year, and I will note it is the year of the fire horse, which is an especially auspicious year. So an excellent time in our city to ponder good luck and good tidings for things to come.
Thank you, Ms. Farrell. Anything further? No? Seeing none, we're all, again, co-sponsors on this, listed as co-sponsors, so voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Resolution passes. Thank you. On to the next resolution, Ms. Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I notice Resolution 10/2126R and ask for its introduction and passage.
Thank you, Ms. Farrell. Madam Clerk.
A resolution of the Common Council appointing Deirdre Brody as a board member to the Lark Street Area Business Improvement District Management Association.
Okay, thank you. Do you wish to say anything? Okay.
Actually, yes, I would just like to thank my colleague for her willingness to serve on this important organization. Bids do a lot for our community, and the Lark Street bid is an important part of her neighborhood, but Lark Street is also one of the important parts of Albany, so we appreciate your service on this.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Adams.
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Anani.
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Valorant.
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Brody.
Yes. Co-sponsor. Thank you.
Farrell.
Yes.
Hoey. Oh, sorry, Flynn.
Yes, co-sponsor.
Hoey.
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Johnson.
Yes.
Jones,
Yes, co-sponsor.
Keegan,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Lumpkin,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Powell,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Robinson,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Williamson,
Co-sponsors, please.
Zamer.
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
15, unanimous.
Thank you. The motion passes. Thank you. Yes, okay, so moving along. So Resolution 41226R, did we agree to not move ahead?
Correct, yes, we did not get all of the information that was requested in the Finance Committee meeting, so we'll be voting on that in the next council meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so then we're moving on to Ms. Farrell, the next one.
Thank you, Mr. President. I notice Resolution 71226R and ask for its introduction and pass. And, I'm sorry. I notice Resolution 71226R and ask for its passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Please read the resolution.
A resolution of the Common Council approving a transfer of budgeted funds and a change in the authorized position, including in the 2026 city budget, which will affect a salary rate or salary total.
Discussion. Anyone? Okay, all right. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Adams,
Yes.
Anani,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Valorant,
Yes.
Brody,
Yes.
Farrell,
Abstain.
Flynn,
Yes.
Hoy,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Keegan,
Abstain.
Lumpkin,
Yes.
okay, Powell,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
Williamson,
Yes.
Zamer.
Abstain.
We have 3 abstain and 12 yes.
Okay, the motion passes. So. Right. Okay, Ms. Farrow on the rest of resolutions.
The rest of the resolutions are held.
Thank you. Moving along to miscellaneous. Mr. Ballerin.
I'll be quick. I just wanted to say one thing. I think it's important to hear from our public, but I also think it's important that when our public says something we don't agree, that we state that. I'm glad Central Avenue got the attention as someone who represents a large part of Central Avenue. I'm glad Central Avenue got the attention it deserves. I think all of our neighborhoods and all of our streets deserve all the attention when we get these snowstorms. I never want to pivot one street against another street because all of our streets people need to be able to get out, get to work, and be able to drive in critical times. So just wanted to say that since Central Avenue is a large part of where I represent. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ballerin. Mr. Hoey.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to report that I did attend the NICOM conference yesterday and today, and I was proud to be with my fellow council members, the new council members. Appreciate it. One of the things that came up, and I'm looking over at Bobby, they were talking about the open meeting laws, going over it, and I'm questioning on some of our boards and committees, do we really need to follow open meetings law? Because one of the things that came up, and I'll send you I don't have my notes with me, but it was kind of interesting. He said that, people appointed you don't have to follow the open meetings law. I mean, we could if we wanted just to be open, but the reality is a lot of times we don't have quorums and stuff. But I would ask you to, could we look into that? And it would make life a little bit easier if it turns out that we don't, need to have, people, like we could do remote meetings and stuff like that, the way I read it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know in general, best practices that we follow are to err on the side of overcaution as far as open meetings law compliance for any public bodies. But I'd be more than happy to review any information you send over and see how it comports with state law and any local requirements that we have.
Thank you. Ms. Farrell?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have 2 points. One, I wanted to thank my constituent for coming in and speaking about FOIL. He's been talking a lot about FOIL for a long time, and it's a very important conversation. It is something that we've been considering pursuing legislation on, and I just wanted to speak to it on the floor and hope that he'll continue to work with us on it, because he's somebody that is passionate about data in general, but also data being publicly available, which is something that we all should be as passionate about, but we're thankful for yours passion. And my next point is, I just wanted to note that this is the last council meeting of our incredible legislative analyst, Alyssa Kamara. And we are so lucky that you worked with us for the length of time that you did. You are an incredible person. You are amazing at your job. We can't wait to see the great things that you do. And we hope that you'll keep working with us to make Albany better, and please consider all of us a resource. And I just wanted to note that for anybody that is available, we will be socializing afterwards to raise a toast to Alyssa. So.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion, comments? Okay. Motion to adjourn. You need can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're good.